Perhaps you have watched numerous videos on creating coloring pages in Midjourney before, but likely none focused on developing coloring pages with consistent characters, like those you have seen in Disney coloring books. In this video, I will show you how I created this coloring book featuring the consistent character that I designed on each page by combining Midjourney's latest character reference and style reference features. Let's do it. Firstly, I created a character named Timmy in Midjourney with this prompt. I described that I need a cartoon style character, including his name and age, and I want it in simple line art. I believe that a white background works better when creating characters, which is why I also indicated this in the prompt. The -AR parameter changes the aspect ratio of the generated image, and you can adjust it according to your needs. Images made with the --style raw option have less automatic beautification applied, resulting in a more accurate match when prompting for specific styles. And those were the characters that Midjourney generated. I really like the look of the top right character. It's simple and there is no grayscale within it. So I decided to use that one and I upscaled it. Next, I decided to create a coloring book about Timmy's typical school day. I asked ChatGPT to write me an outline for it. After that, I told ChatGPT that I wanted to generate 12 images depicting Timmy's typical school day, and I asked it to provide image prompts for each day. Then I used Midjourney's character reference and style reference features to create images of this character in different situations that ChatGPT had already described for each page. Before showing my prompt for the first page, let me explain how to write prompts to apply these features. As you can see, to add character reference to a prompt, we use the --cref parameter with the image URL. This parameter helps us to create images of the same character in different situations. To add style references to a prompt, we use the --sref parameter with the image URL. This parameter allows us to use images as style references in our prompt, influencing the style or aesthetic of the images we want Midjourney to create. To get the image URL for both parameters, you can either drag the image directly into the prompt box or right-click the image and select Copy Link. To maintain a consistent style while using a character reference, you can combine the --sref and --cref parameters. Okay, now let me show you how I tried the image prompt that ChatGPT offered for the first page. The ChatGPT's image prompt was this one for the first page. You can use some parts of these prompts or get inspired while writing your own prompts for each page. And this was the prompt that I wrote. I think including the description of your character inside these prompts as well gives better results, even though you are using character references. That's why I took the idea from ChatGPT's prompts, included my original prompts, and added the aspect ratio, style raw, cref, and sref parameters. The image URLs that I used here for both the cref and sref parameters are the same, and they correspond to the URL of the first image that I upscaled a couple of minutes ago. When Midjourney completed the image generations, I was not satisfied with the results because I wanted Timmy lying under his blanket in my prompt. Only the first one looked a little bit close to what I had wanted. So I clicked the Variation 1 button to generate different versions of that image. As you can see, this time the results were better. I thought that if I modified the eyebrow and eyes area of the first image, I would reach a closer look to the original. So I upscaled the first image. If you want to change some aspects of your character, you can do so by using the Vary Region tool. This tool becomes available after a Midjourney image has been upscaled. Click on the Vary Region button to open the editing interface. You can then choose either the freehand or rectangular selection tools to select the areas of your image that you want to regenerate. Afterward, click the Submit button to send your request to the Midjourney bot. When I did this, I got better results. I liked the second one and I upscaled it. Okay, then I attempted the second image prompt that ChatGPT had provided for the second page. ChatGPT's image prompt was this. And this was the prompt that I wrote. I incorporated some elements from ChatGPT's prompt, included my original prompt, and added the aspect ratio, style raw, cref, and sref parameters just like I did for the first one. These were the images that Midjourney generated for the breakfast scene. I really like the first one, and I upscaled it. In this manner, I generated images for all the pages based on the outline provided by ChatGPT. Vectorizing images downloaded from Midjourney is crucial for creating high-quality coloring books. If you utilize images directly from Midjourney, fine lines may become blurry. However, by vectorizing these images, we significantly improve their quality, resulting in a sharp and professional appearance in the final printed products. While there are free and paid image vectorizer tools available, I personally use Adobe Illustrator to vectorize Midjourney images. Since I design all my low-content book covers and interiors using Adobe Illustrator, it is more practical for me. I think that it provides all the necessary tools in a single place. However, you can explore other image vectorizer tools as well. The process in Adobe Illustrator is straightforward, and no previous knowledge is needed. If you don't have Adobe Illustrator, there is a 7-day free trial available. I will put the link below in the description, so you can test it after watching this video. Let me demonstrate how I do it in Adobe Illustrator. Firstly, I open the images I downloaded from Midjourney in Adobe Illustrator. If you zoom in on these images, you will notice that pixelation and blurriness become evident. Select the image, then click on Window in the top menu. Then choose Image Trace from the menu. This will open the Image Trace panel. When the image is selected, you will see that the options in the Image Trace panel become available. At the top of the panel, you will find the basic options. You can expose additional options by turning the triangle next to the Advanced label. Select Sketched Art for the preset. The image will be traced in black and white with any white areas ignored. Finally, click on Expand in the top menu. That's it. Okay, let me show you the difference between the original Midjourney image and the image after vectorizing it. As you can see, the original image on the left side appears blurry, while the vectorized image is sharp and has a professional appearance. If you use Adobe Illustrator to vectorize your images, you will be able to modify them as well, ensuring perfection. That's why I recommend trying Adobe Illustrator for creating more professional, low or medium content books all in one place. As promised, I will include the 7-day free trial link below in the description. So, once you're okay, choose File, Export, Export As, select the location for the file, and enter a file name. Then, select the file format as PNG. Select Export and choose High Resolution. As I demonstrated for this image, I vectorized all the images generated in Midjourney to improve their quality. The next step involved creating the interior pages of the coloring book using these images. While I personally prefer Adobe Illustrator, I understand that many of you use Canva for this purpose. That's why I made the interior pages in Canva. In Canva, I started by opening a document with a page size of 8.625 by 11.25 inches, which includes split margins for an 8.5 by 11 size. Then, I uploaded all the images generated in Midjourney for this coloring book. Following that, I began by dragging the first image onto the first page and positioning it accordingly. Since the coloring book is about Timmy's typical school day, I added the times of the day in each illustration by clicking Text and Add a heading. After typing the time, I clicked Effects and selected Hollow to make the font possible to be colored as well. Considering the possibility of ink bleeding through to the other side of the page, I intentionally left a blank page between each image to prevent any bleed through. So I repeated the same process for each illustration and completed the interior pages. Next, for the coloring book cover, I had an idea. If I could colorize one of the Timmy's pictures from the book as the cover illustration, it would add a touch of creativity and appeal. Firstly, I attempted to achieve this using Midjourney. I tried to write different prompts with parameters like cref, sref, or others, but I couldn't succeed. Each time I attempted to colorize the reference image, either Midjourney couldn't maintain character consistency or couldn't colorize it. Then I tried using the Vary Region tool. I selected the t-shirt area and asked it to make it a red t-shirt. But as you can see, it couldn't colorize the t-shirt. If you watch my previous video about Midjourney's character consistency, changing colors was easier when we indicated the colors in the prompts for Pixar-style characters. However, I think it's more challenging to apply this technique while working on simple black and white line art for coloring pages. I decided to try another technique that I had demonstrated in my previous video. I uploaded a children's crayon drawing style image into Midjourney and copied the link for this image. Then I clicked the variation button. I selected the t-shirt area, passed the link as a style reference, and requested the red t-shirt. Upon submission, Midjourney managed to colorize the selected area, although it wasn't perfect or exactly red. I tried the same prompt multiple times, but eventually gave up. It seems that with enough effort and better style reference image, you might achieve better results. However, I am unsure if there is a shortcut to colorize line art in Midjourney. If you are aware of any shortcuts, please share them in the comment section. Alternatively, other AI tools like Stable Diffusion might offer solutions for this problem. In my case, since the focus of the video was Midjourney, instead of searching solution in other AI tools, I chose to colorize the image in Adobe Illustrator using the Live Paint Bucket tool. If you are interested in learning how I did it, I can create another video explaining the process. Here is the final draft of the coloring book. I hope this video was helpful for creating coloring books with consistent characters using Midjourney's character reference and style reference features. If you found it helpful, please consider subscribing and liking the video to support the channel. Thanks for watching. See you soon.